Welcome to the Hot New Wrestling Podcast, which is exclusive to WXTX.com, the voice of WCW. As the beloved former co-host of America's second most watched cable TV program ever, I am merely giving the people what they want, and that is Mark Madden and lots of him. You invited me into your homes every Monday night all those many years ago, and since I never touched your teenage daughter, why wouldn't you want me back? I made Nitro great, and now the greatness continues. Zeb Colter's character is great, and the gimmick well executed. Jack Swagger provides the muscle. Colter and Swagger stooge for each other. It's a soundbite from American History X. Colter is Stacy Keach. Swagger is Ethan Suplee, which is how Gordon Soley pronounced suplex. I guess no one in WWE is talented enough to be Ed Norton. You got the hate-preaching Yahoo with the slack-jawed dope doing the dirty work. It's a slice of life in America. So, why isn't it working? I don't sense any real heat, certainly not on a consistent basis. In Pittsburgh, they chanted USA, USA. The problem is Alberto Del Rio. He's just not good enough. If American fans will accept a Latino as a babyface world champ, it's not Del Rio. And Latino fans aren't doing enough to move the needle. For Colter and Swagger to get over, their babyface victim has to be totally heroic and sympathetic at the same time. I'm not sure Del Rio is enough of either. Del Rio isn't bad. He just isn't good enough. Ricardo Rodriguez is a problem too. He's the star of the act, further reflecting that Del Rio isn't good enough. Del Rio can't cut a sincere babyface interview either. He's also pro-American, which sabotages him with Latino fans. To repeat, Alberto Del Rio just isn't good enough. I also don't know where WWE goes with Colter and Swagger after the feud with Del Rio wraps up. WWE certainly isn't above having a black man Bojangle, as they proved with Titus O'Neil, a.k.a. Pancake Patterson. Colter lambasting welfare cheats and crackhead mothers makes sense from the character's point of view, but the real world would come down pretty hard on WWE. The only real way to defend that character to the mainstream media at that point is if he always loses, kind of like Archie Bunker was always the buffoon. But that character is no good as a jobber. The smart marks seem to think Brock Lesnar should be Triple H at Mania because Lesnar versus Rock is a likely main event for next year's Mania. Should is the operative word. But it's not going to happen. Triple H will beat Lesnar because the whole idea of hiring the UFC tough guy was so the WWE tough guy could beat him. That's why Cena won the first meeting versus Lesnar. It's all about proving WWE athletes are superior. Yeah, I know, that's absurd. UFC is real and WWE is fake. It's the power of the pencil, not the power of the man. But Lesnar doesn't care, and Vince definitely does. Impact and Ring of Honor are both doing the same angle. Gangs of so-called outsiders are trying to take over the promotion or ruin it or whatever. Both promotions are mostly ruined now, so maybe it's a better gimmick than I think. My God, it's 2013 and your primary heel is Steve Corino? Sweet Jesus. Aces and Eights suck beyond Bully Ray. Instead of trying to make Aces and Eights into the NWO, make them the Four Horsemen. Bully's the world champ, and all the stooges make sure he doesn't lose the belt. Impact is crap at building baby faces, but if they ever do, and that guy breaks through the barrier and finally wins the title, then he's accomplished something. Don't make aces and eights about Impact defending the company. Make aces and eights about the pursuit of the world title with Impact's babyfaces trying to reclaim the company's honor. Problem is, Impact can't build babyfaces because they wilt and die in the shadow of Hulk Hogan, the top babyface who can't wrestle. Sting is too old. They blew it with James Storm. Jeff Hardy is what he is. He's okay, but he needs the WWE machine. But don't worry, Garrett Bischoff can be a top guy soon. Lots of people are praising the lengthy Bully Ray interview that explained his turn. But all the other guys in Aces and Eights are still scrubs. Explain that, Bully Ray. You can't polish crap. It's Bully Ray and a bunch of bums, and everybody knows it. I love Scott Hall, but the concept of wrestling fans delivering $80K to a couple of addicts and a self-promoter who epitomizes the con that is wrestling like nobody else, well, that's a scary proposition. Hopefully, the money ends up in the right place. And I'm not going to mince words here. The idea of people who live from paycheck to paycheck donating that much cash to a guy who made millions and blew it, that is a scary concept too. Lots of people don't like the Fandango character. Fandango. And it really is just Disco Inferno Light. But the way Fandango makes a big deal out of pronouncing his name is memorable. That's Wrestling 101. Do or say something memorable, and you can build a character. You give yourself a chance. Now, can Fandango do much beyond that? I kind of doubt it. WWE seems to have more faith in the gimmick than they do in the performer. The word is that WWE has reached out to the red-hot Maria Kanellis about returning. The big question is, do they want her significant other? Do they want Mike Bennett? This is the true test of their romance. If WWE wants Maria without Bennett, she's got to pick between bright lights and big money and her little Ring of Honor boy toy. Going to WWE without Bennett means the end of their romance. Guaranteed. Bennett will build resentment because Maria's a bigger star than he is, and she winds up with her clothes in a pile next to some WWE superstar's bed. That's how wrestling works on the hard, hard road. That's it for the first edition of The Voice of WCW. Don't forget, I did it, you didn't. I performed, you watched. You paid to see it, I got paid to do it. Some of your money quite literally ended up in my pocket. You're the mark, I'm the professional, and here you are, bowing at my altar again. I love it. Welcome back. For WXTX.com, I'm Mark Madden, the voice